Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's topic is going to be karma or kamma, what it means, and I will try to explain why it's not such an esoteric topic as many people think when they hear the word. And as many times, I prepared some slides to illustrate the points I'm going to make. So let's dig into it. And first, the introductory meme, and I find this one quite fitting. Many people try to get rid of as many personal responsibility as possible. They do not want to believe that their actions, their thoughts and their words play a role in the circumstances right now they have to deal with, while in reality it's pretty much all their past deeds, thoughts and words that influence what they are experiencing now. So it's pretty much all their fault, but they do not want to believe that, as that would mean that they made some mistakes, and people do not like acknowledging their own mistakes. Okay, and now to some small definitions. What is kamma? What is karma? Both of those words are kind of the same concept, just in two different languages. And kamma translates to deeds or actions. However, kamma describes the intentions, as the intentions dictate your future thoughts, words and actions. So, in a sense, kamma or karma describes the causes and conditions that determine your future experiences and behaviors. So in a sense, it just states that we live in a cause and effect universe and have to deal with the consequences of everything we think, do and speak. Okay, and now to an important diagram of dependent origination that pretty much illustrates what I just said with some examples. Most of the things we speak, or in fact all of the things we speak, start with a thought. If we think something often enough, we will probably speak about it with other people. And if we speak about it with other people often enough, there will probably follow actions or deeds. And if we do something like, for example, lifting or meditating often enough, we will probably make it a habit, and our habits will soon become our character. And that, in turn, will again influence our way of thinking, as most of our thoughts will be around the topics we think our character is. If a lot of our character is about lifting, then a lot of our thoughts will be about lifting. And if you want to change something about your character because you are not very content with it, you probably have to start with the way you think and change that, so the words you speak will different and you can modify the whole chain of dependent origination when it comes to thoughts and your character. Okay, and now to some examples for conditions and causes. For example, when you decide to cheat in your relationship, the threshold for future cheating will be lowered, and you will be more likely to do it again. And the more often you do it, the more often you will do it in the future, because you experienced that it's maybe not that bad, or it doesn't feel that bad, or that you can do it without too many harsh consequences. Same goes for lying or killing. Your future thresholds will be lowered and you will be more likely to do it again. It doesn't mean that it's good though. At some point you will experience the results of those causes and conditions you laid by initiating in this behavior. But the same also goes with more positive habits or behaviors. For example, healthy eating now makes it more likely to eat healthy in the future, as you experience some of the benefits of healthy eating and will realize how shit you feel all day when you just eat junk food. And in a sense, the modern word for kamma could be habit. You can have good, wholesome habits and bad, unwholesome habits that lay the groundwork for future suffering, for example, or for future prosperity. And all the current small seeming decisions and words and actions are the causes and condition for your future well-being or your future suffering. So you have to choose wisely what you think what you speak and what you do. Okay, but how is karma or kamma really made? And in a sense, first of all, kamma is the only thing we can truly call ours. Everything else can be taken away from us in a sense. For example, when I buy a nice car or a nice house, well, some other people can destroy it or something like that, or take it away from me, or ruin me financially or something else. But our kamma will always be with us. When we created the causes and conditions for certain things, we will at some point experience the results of it. And the causes and conditions we make now are going to have results at some point in the future. There's pretty much no way around it. With a lot of luck, we might not experience it in this life. And another way to look at it, at kamma, could be, or at the result of kamma, could be calling it the effects and side effects of our deeds and thinking. And there's also kind of a hierarchy when it comes to kamma. And the kamma resulting from actions, for example, is much stronger than those from words, which in turn are stronger than those from thoughts. For example, if you think about, I don't know, beating up a person, it's not as bad as when you speak about beating up a person. And when you actually do it, you totally have to face consequences. But all those things have effects nonetheless. And we should really focus on those things that make the most good kamma, which is for many people probably meditation, as that's one of the habits with the most positive carryover into all other things there is. And now for some additional very pragmatic examples for good and bad kamma. To the left we see the good kamma, and to the right the bad kamma. And the thing that makes the most good kamma is probably meditation. After that, maybe concentration. And after that, the feelings of equanimity or tranquility. Then fewness of desires. Giving things to others freely, even things like knowledge or something like that. After that, right beneficial speech. Only speaking about those things that are proper. And maybe even helping others. While on the other hand, killing others, for example, makes a very bad kamma, as you will probably experience a lot of bad results from that in the very near future. After that, there comes things like sexual misconduct, like rape, for example, or stealing. And after that, lust, hate, lying, mistreating others, and worrying all the time. Those are all unwholesome things. And the list is roughly ordered, aka the best things are on top, the worst things on the other list too. And you should really think about not doing the bad things and focusing on the good things, as those are pretty much proven to either benefit you in the future or lead to your, let's call it, downfall in the future. Okay, and now to the summary. What are the takeaway points? First, kamma is nothing magical and nothing special. It's just a word, and a word is just a pointer to a concept. And this concept just means that you reap what you sow. And this concept is also characterized in many other spiritual traditions, and even in science. There's pretty much no denying that we live in a cause and effect universe. And some actions are better or worse than others, and you should really focus on the good ones and avoid the bad ones if you want to experience future prosperity instead of future suffering. And meditation is likely the most pragmatic way to make very good kamma. And everything you do has results. Keep that in mind when you choose your activities, thoughts, and words. All of them have an influence. There's nothing without influence. The influence just might be very small, so you won't notice it. You will only notice the accumulative function over all the small things. And good kamma is a bit like saving in a video game, let's say, as that's the only progress you can really keep, in the good and in the bad way. It's kind of like autosave. And it doesn't really matter if you believe in kamma and cause and effect or not. If you do the right things, you will reap the associated results. And the Buddha gave a simile for that. And that's the simile of the hen and the eggs, for example. He gave many others of the same type too. But he said pretty much that even if a hen wishes for all their eggs to hatch into small baby birds. If the hen does not protect the eggs, does not warm the eggs, does not, well, keep foes away from the eggs, there's not going to be any chickens for her. On the other hand, if another hen really does not desire for her eggs to hatch into small baby birds, but she warms the eggs and protects the eggs, she will have a lot of small baby birds she can call her own after a while. And that simile just illustrates that it doesn't matter what you think or anything. If you do the right things, you will experience the right results. If you go lifting the right way, you will become jacked, even if you do not like the idea of getting jacked. And there's no way around it. Okay, that's pretty much it for today. I hope I could clear up the misconceptions about the word karma or kamma. And if you feel like you benefited from the content, feel free to subscribe. If you think I made some mistakes, feel free to let me know in the comments below. And until then, I wish you a pleasant day and goodbye.